Hi, hello, and welcome to the Vertex of Abundance. My name is Serene Pieces of Blossy. I'll be your oracle today. If anything that is said resonates deeply with you, go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, leave a review, book a session, send a donation, thumbs up, smash that like button, baby, okay? Give me a sec. Okay, we're back. I'm trying to go off to do some other things. So we're gonna pop this off as quickly as possible. I'll be deliberating from the Modern Witch Tarot. The significator is the Hierophant and all the sixes. Okay, and I'm a gatekeeper, so we got all the aces. And I'm your ace, just so you know. I'm feeling great. I don't know what happened. I'm a surly one. Strict, severe, sober. Stern. Okay, I wanted to put these back. And it didn't want to be. Okay, so why don't we get going? So, you know, I was in prayer meditation and something is going on where we're kind of repelled because something is repulsive. I'm not sure what that is, how that is, what that looks like. And, you know, we are getting blessed, our cup is runneth over, some of the issues and the challenges are going away. The depth keeps wanting to talk already. We found love. We're in our bliss and somebody wants to block it, la-di-da, yada, yada. They know it's on the way. You know, I'm in prayer meditation and I'm telling my spirits, hey, you know, I'm a leisurely asshole. I get that. And it can be a bit of a problem, but I want the ability to be able to hustle. Sometimes, not all the time. I'm not going to do no 24/7 rush shit. Excuse the language. I'm going to have to remember to 18 plus this, you know, and I like to fill the gaps and plug the leaks. You know, I don't need to be excessive about anything. But my needle, the center of needle is leisurely, and you know, I don't want to move it too far to the left. I don't want to move it too far to the right, but that's what's up. And they called me to the table, so here we are. This is what it's called, you know. Fill the gaps, plug the leaks. This is what this is called. And I don't know, we'll see what happens here. Okay, so this is Oracle Council. There we go. So who knows when this comes out. And I don't feel no kind of way about it. I'm a little bit of a sensitive hoe that could sometimes lead to fickle feelings, fickle energy. It can sometimes be fatigued. I could be sickly for a couple of days. I'm pretty strong in my soul and my core and my spirit, but if I'm not cleansing and purifying a lot, and if I don't get enough rest and rejuvenation and purging and purifying, then yeah, I can take on an illness quite quickly. I'm the kind of person, if I go to bed angry, I wake up with the chest cold the next day. And I understand that empaths and la-di-da, you know, ground and shield, that's not how I like to use my abilities, because I'm a late bloomer, so I'm always catching up with lessons, and I'd rather just be sensitive and open so I learn more. And it's not always pleasant, it's not always easy, but it is always informative. And I know there's other ways. There's a handful of ways to be an empath, and even in a handful more ways to be an oracle. So that's the method that I use, a sponge method. and what I do for that, because if I was grounding and shielding all the time, there's other methods out there, and those methods are, I'm not going to talk about them, but what I do, because I don't ground and shield as much as other empaths, is that I just do a lot more purification, a lot more purging. I do a lot more rest, a lot more rejuvenation, and a lot more replenishing. And it's fine. It works for me. It works for my guides. It works for my covenant, my sacred agreement, my divine calling. I mean, my divine agreement, my sacred calling. So we have an energy out. Let's get into it. I love you. I honor you. I praise you. I thank you. If anything that I say resonates deeply with you, go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, leave a review, book session, send a donation. Really appreciate the thumbs up right now. I don't know. It seems like everybody on YouTube is getting a wave of haters. I'm not. I kind of miss my innocence, man. I'm starting to understand how things work, especially darker energies, and I want to go back to the days when I was more naive. Um, let's get into this. We got the chariot, el carro, la luna, the moon, la papessa, the high priestess. So yeah, there is some kind of darkness around. There is some kind of influence. Now, I'm not really seeing the negative influence, but it can be. But then if it is negative influence, we got a handle on it, because we have the mystery and the keeper of the mystery. There's a lot of 12th house energy here, and some 8th house energy too. And then we got 4th house energy too. So we got all the water signs. So something's liberating. And the understanding of cycles and the understanding of energy, especially subtle energies, is what I'm looking at here. This is about moving on, moving forward into the future, triumphant, leaving something behind. This can be many, many different things, even negative. Okay, so if there's a negative connotation here, we're aware of darkness, we're aware of illness, we're aware of, I'm hearing the word ho-ho. So that's twinsies, Oshimare, if you follow the Orisha, Tahosu, if you follow West African voodoo. But also, we're aware of that whole shit. Hi, baby. So, the cat jumped up here. Okay, so when a reading brings the cat kind of quickly, or when the cat mirrors a trigger, it means that there's Leo energy somewhere. The strength card, Leo energy, it tells you that something's not working on you. Somebody's not able to repress you, oppress you, suppress you, dominate you. It means that you've overcome the strength in your soul, the emotion, the strength, the emotional fortitude. You can't be F with. Somebody can't overpower you. And it doesn't mean that somebody's not more powerful than you. It just means your conviction. You're not falling for things. You're not intimidated. You know, you have strength, courage, and wisdom. And so I was hoping to give connotations for this that weren't that bad. It came. Frankly, with reversals, it's not like the upright where I have my little teachings and all the little, you know, ablosiisms that I've come up with through the years. With the reverse meanings, I know them, but usually if I have 5 in my head, 1 will come out. It's intuitive. So, you know, with the moon card, it's things going on behind the scenes, and it typically can be hidden enemies. It can be ulterior motives. It can be secret workings. It can be undercover or backhanded things. It can be, I'm hearing the word ulterior motives. It's come a few times. We're aware of it, or we sense it, or we see it, or we're being whispered to it by the divine. There is some kind of triumphant, but somebody's making moves, and they're making moves in the dark. We're just aware of the mysteries. We see the signs. The triggers are going off. The trigger warnings are going off when we're receiving them, and there may be red flags, okay? you need, baby? Okay, ho. Grant me a moment. I'm sorry, dear. I can't do that. We got to do the other one, honey. Forget it's like a soccer game in town or something. So the streets are busy. I get distracted easily. The cat wants to be up on the window, so I had to raise the blinds for her. I like to do it. They'll leave the blinds open, let the light in, but during the weekend, it's entertainment. I live downtown, so there's a lot going on out there. I don't want to see that. Okay, so, or not while I'm doing the reading. Okay, so that's what's going on. You know, what are these gaps? What are these leaks? Influence, energy, it's being projected, it's creeping in. There's things going on behind the scenes in the subtle realms. It can be the astral, so somebody's trying to do either magic, sorcery. It can be that there's earthbound spirits or attachments. It can be that we need to clean our house, get our energy clean and pure. The moon card can mean all of that when it's not even that negative. When it goes to the negative, it does mean hidden enemies, ulterior motives. It does mean that there's energy projection, spiritual manipulation. It does mean that there could be, you know, woo-woo, juju, hocus pocus, abracadabra. It can be all of that, root word, candle magic. Now, I'm not getting a lot of that, but I for some reason, I'm hearing like we have our own means, mechanisms, and methodologies. The little I'm hearing wind chimes. We have our little. I'm seeing those walkie-talkies on the strings that kids like to use. You know, I had a few neighbor friends growing up, especially when I was more settled. You know, sometimes I wasn't. I was in foster care for like 5-6 years. So you know, I'm seeing those walkie-talkies on the strings, the little cups attached to the strings. And I'm hearing wind chimes. So that's telling me we have our little system, our little structure, our little foundation. We have our little warning alarm, early detection system. And of course, that's with the guides, that's with the ancestors, that's with the benevolent masters. And the thing about the moon card is that can also be ancestors, but it doesn't include the benevolent ones. It doesn't, I'm saying ho, so it can be, but it's all the ancestors, good, bad, and ugly. So if it was just the lovers card, it would be the benevolent, the exalted, the divine ones in the good realm. With the moon card, it could be the astral, the lower astral, really. That also includes earthbound spirits and ones that are having attachment. So this can include the uncle that died while he was drunk, the auntie that died while she was having a heroin overdose. It could be the cousin that liked to diddle people's privates. Okay, not every ancestor we need to be calling upon when we're doing prayer and meditation. So that can include this one as well. That's what I'm getting. Let's move on. So plug the leaks, fill the gaps. What that means? I'm hearing this is hell upon the earth. So can't find the elephant. So just recognize and realize that we're kind of in hellish times. We're kind of in end times. We're kind of in the Kali Yuga. There's that strength card. What mama say? Okay, so strength card, King of Cups. So yeah, there was a corrupt ass hoe, somebody fraudulent, somebody insincere, false heart, false affection. They might have gotten to take care of something that they shouldn't have. They might have abused their power in some kind of way. They might have done something, and I do not like the King of Cups in reverse. Even the King of Swords in reverse is more tolerable to me than the King of Cups in reverse, but I'm just going to say this. And listen, you can talk about it when you've healed from it. A lot of times it makes other people uncomfortable, so I'm sorry if it's triggers. I believe you should manage your own triggers, but I do understand that we might be getting triggered right now. I was a sexually exploited minor, so that's why I don't like the King of Cups in reverse. Okay. Other people don't like the King of Swords in reverse. I can tolerate all the other kings in reverse more than I can tolerate the King of Cups in reverse. That's my least favorite distorted king. Okay. And it's just because I have my own drama and I've dealt with it and processed it, and healing is a lifetime process, la-di-da, yada, yada. But in my opinion, and it's my professional opinion, you can talk about it when you've healed from it. Okay. So that's what I don't like about the King of Cups. They can go to some dark places, and it's usually addiction or sexual malfeasance and lewdness and lasciviousness and la-di-da and yada yada. Especially right next to the Strength card, we're using the negative connotations because of the Tower card here. So this is the trauma round. This is the toxic round here. Especially, look, we got the 10 of Cups, King of Swords. Okay, so they were really, really, really evil with whatever they were doing. We have the King of Cups, 10 of Cups. So yeah, we'll read it down in a minute. This is, okay, and then it's double. It's double for sure. Okay, so this is somebody that did something horrible. It was a short-lived victory, or it was unscrupulous. It was plain old, they knew better, intentional evil. Okay. Tower and the 5 of Cups. Okay, Tower and the 5 of Swords, not so good. They took something from somebody that they shouldn't have. Plug the leaks, fill the gaps, though. There might be saboteurs around, people doing things that they shouldn't, people that are hateful, that have malice in their soul, spite in their spirit, illness in their mind. And it's not one of those, they need a little bit of help, they need to get some medicine. This is somebody that needs to be redeemed. They need to go to God, ask for judgment and forgiveness, wipe their karmic slate clean so they can start receiving blessings. Because if you're running around doing this, it's a no-no. You get dusted up right quickly. And we've overcome it. We have emotional fortitude, strength, courage, and wisdom. We've conquered the darkness in our soul. We've overcome our lower nature, our shadow nature. And we probably had to stand up to bullies. That's the Strength card. And I called it out in the previous round, and then here it is, it came. So I'm sorry I took it there for a moment, because we're using some of the negative connotations. And when the 5 of Swords comes out, negative connotation, any 5 really, it brings everything in reverse. It's basically like the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So everything has the negative connotation, because I don't really read reversals. Remember what I said, especially in the mystery school, I'll tell you. You know, for me, honey, if it falls out, up, face up in reverse, yeah, okay. Otherwise, no. You got 78 cards. You can restart learning combinations. You ain't gotta also, you know, do 156 meanings if you understand combined energy. You ain't got to memorize 156 meanings, especially because a lot of cards have multiple meanings. You hear what I'm saying? That's my philosophy. Other people have other philosophies. It's whatever, what have you. And honestly, I will do a reversal if it fits the deck. Some cards are designed for reversals. I do like to use those reversals. Like for me in the Thoth deck, I love to have the 5 of Swords in reverse. Some people like to put the Hangman in reverse in the Thoth deck. I get that too. If I'm doing specified divination, or if I feel like I'm being on orders, being called home, like if I feel like I need to go before the throne of God, I'll use the Hangman in reverse in the Thoth deck. Why is this being told to you? Plug the leaks, fill the gaps. So something might have been taken from us, something we might have been harmed in some kind of way, and we might be carrying that wounding. I mean, I'm not seeing it, but that's what I'm getting. Page of Cups. We might be innocent, naive, or we might be feeling affection to people that are harmful, that are saboteurs. They are not hidden enemies anymore. They should be open enemies. We saw that Moon card though. So there is something hidden, and it does talk about hidden enemies. There's that Lover's card. Remember I was talking about that the benevolent ancestors, the ascended masters, the exalted beings, that all that comes in the Lover's card. The Lover's card is unity, community, partnership. It also can be the ancestors and the spirit team, the ascended masters, right? So in the most positive, this can be boundaries and standards. And then I'm feeling like if you have children or if you are around children, maybe you're a teacher or whatever, boundary standards, head on a swivel, eyes of a hawk. I'm getting it, honey. Okay. There's going to be a lot of purging between now and sometime during 2024. It's just starting to come in. So really anywhere in that I see about 18 months into the future. You know, on a good day, on a bad day, it could be anywhere from 9 to 12, sometimes 13 months. 13 and 14 are big numbers for me. And they talk around 14 to 16 days. They always say that when I'm starting to get a warning, a trigger warning. They always say 14 to 16 days. If there's urgency, they'll say 7 to 10 days. So anyways, long story short, there's going to be a lot of evil purging on the way into 2024. Because there's going to be global shifts. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what that is yet. I'm just one oracle. Have a cacophony of them, and you'll go get your murder of crows. You'll know what's up. But when evil's about to be purged, or when you start to detox, or when you start to get rid of something, maybe cut coffee or quit cigarettes or whatever, you notice that you get sick sometimes. That there's a little bit of a withdrawal. So, and if you ask a toxic person to leave your life, they might do one final swoop or they might try to sink their claws in. So that's what's going on. I feel like evil and darkness is being put on notice. And so they're gonna try to eke out the rest of what they want, okay? The devil will get his due. It's like the IRS. You'd rather them owe you money than you owe them money. Does that make sense? Because they can throw you in jail. They can also just take their time giving you that refund check if they want to, at least. So it's like that. I feel like evil's being asked to go or go back to their little realm, and they're taking their time and they're trying to get all the little funny business they can do, shucking and jiving in the shadows they could do. But I heard that, head on a swivel. So I don't understand, plug the leaks, fill the gaps. I'm just being guided here. This is what Goddess has for us right now, and I'm gonna obey and follow orders. I'm a little confused. I feel like I'm getting off topic, but I can see in the cards that I'm not. Okay. So what mama say? Strength, courage, and wisdom, emotional fortitude, standing up to bullies, overcoming our shadow nature. That's what's up. So we had a card before. I didn't pull a clarifier. So I don't even remember what we had before. Oh, the moon card, the chariot, el carro, and la papessa, the high priestess. So for those cards, understanding greed. Okay, yeah, so somebody was inching in influence that made it easier for them to access our essence, maybe even our soul. And somebody was striking upon us. We may or may not have known, especially in the beginning, we probably didn't know, and then we came to know, or somebody was doing some kind of spiritual projection, energy manipulation. And even if we didn't figure out who it was or what it was, we did start to come into our divine knowing, our intuition, our insider intellect, our our intellect, our knowing was starting to speak up and increase, and especially increase in volume. We were starting to hear and see the signs. We were reading the writing on the wall, essentially. So understanding greed, and this is on the grounds of eliminating deceit, releasing guilt, patience, and letting go of vengeance. So we were harmed in some kind of way in the past. And for some reason, I feel like we're carrying it around. And that's what keeps being mirrored to me when I'm asking, because I'm in my mind, I'm saying, Goddess, what is this? Plug the leaks, fill the gaps, because I understand what that means. If I'm going to be so leisurely, I better be running a well-oiled machine, or putting in, or reverting back to the elbow grease and putting in that work. And I love to put in work, but I like congruency. I'm a really big fan of affiliated systems. I like one thing to feed another thing to feed another thing. I like little pockets where I can work alone, because I really need a lot of alone time and personal space. And I'm a ruler, a leader. So I like to have my little teams, or my little times when I check in with the team, with the group, and I'm good at delegation, you know, la-di-da, yada, yada. And I've built a life, and I want to grow the life where I could afford to be kind of leisurely. You know what I mean? I also know when I need rest, I need rest. And if I don't take it, I get sick pretty quick. And that's what brought me to the table. And that's not what came out today. Apparently, plug the leaks, fill the gaps means make sure that the precious things, whether they be precious little gifts, children, or our energy, our essence, our soul, is protected. That's literally what I'm getting in this reading in terms of plug the leaks, fill the gaps. So when I clarified the high priestess and the chariot and the moon card, you know, the clarification that they gave, eliminating deceit, releasing guilt, letting go of vengeance, and patience. Now, letting go of vengeance is what we've already overcome. That's what we've already learned and mastered. So let's read that. There is an ancient Asian proverb: when you seek vengeance, you shall dig 2 graves, one for the target of your vengeance and one for yourself. Vengeance is universally recognized to be unwise, as it is an overt, premeditated action against another person. Eliminating deceit. Lies corrupt the soul. When you lie, you not only deceive somebody else, you fool yourself as well. Spirituality is found in guilt. Releasing guilt. Spirituality is found in truth. Releasing guilt. Oh, this is eliminating deceit. This is letting go of vengeance. I love bluebirds. That's a sign of Shango or Haviosa, by the way. Normally, I don't read all the clarifiers because the card that popped is understanding greed. Okay, so somebody was doing too much, and they couldn't wait. They couldn't be patient. They couldn't do the ebb and flow, the showing up, navigating, negotiating adequately or properly by remaining present and participating fairly. So they did something to push because they were either greedy or envious or covetous or jealous. Releasing guilt. Guilt is a spiritual killer. The only place guilt has in your life is if you did something to another person with malice. For example, intentionally harming somebody. Otherwise, guilt is a useless exercise that destroys spiritual growth. Okay, so 5 of Swords, malice, greed, hatred, envy, anger, unscrupulousness, short-lived victory. The only positive to the 5 of Swords is it can be that it can signal that you started to block somebody. It can signal that you're starting to set some standards and boundaries. Otherwise, no. Okay. Otherwise, guilt is a useless exercise that destroys spiritual growth. Okay. I'm going to read all this clarifiers. That's a rarity, honey. Just remember that. Patience is truly a virtue and as one attribute that we all have to perfect in one form or another. Instead of getting impatient, try doing a short meditation, breathe deeply, and think pleasant thoughts. Okay. Now, understanding greed. Greed is an evil in itself and a terrible addiction. It is an empty dream, as material items are only ours for a very brief time. Do not let what you have rule over you. Give away, do not keep. But greed is also give it to me now, give me more. It's not always about physical things. Sometimes people are greedy. They want your time, they want access to you, they want you to call them back right away. Or I can't even do more than 2-3 text exchanges, and I can take 2 to 3 days to get back to somebody. And honestly, doing more than that is too stressful for me. I know the world is attached to their phone. Do not include me in that category, okay? I use my phone for the calculator and the GPS and my running app, okay? To track my miles and kilometers and heartbeat and all that. I cannot. So that to me is greediness. When somebody's trying to call me out because I'm not getting back on the phone fast enough, or when a host like everybody has their phone in their hand and I tell them I'm not on the phone every day, I'm done. You don't need to have access to me anymore. That to me is the greed that I see in my own personal life. I do readings a little bit for others. I mean, what I have capacity for. So that's what I'm seeing here. Okay, and so now let's clarify this strength card with the 5 of Swords. Ooh, okay, we got 2. Failure is a joyless word. Risking failure here. Failure is a joyless word. Without risk, there can be no gain. If you do not go out on a limb, you will never see the lovely view. And this is on the grounds of living without despair, dealing with depression, forgiveness, and truth. Oh yeah, honey, that's what we've already overcome. There are many truths, but the one truth that is universally constant and unchanging is God is omnipotent, basically, and perfect. Everything else is frosting on the cake. You know, yeah, I'm just gonna say yeah. And then dealing with divorce or handling divorce. It's a crossroads here, or burning a bridge. Okay. Divorce can be a cruel severance of a way of life, a path ending and change. It happens because one person grows in a different way than the partner does. Divorce is also an opportunity for rebirth, to prove to yourself that you can make it on your own. And this is on the grounds of life, living with grief, relieving boredom, and joy. Joy is a pure state of bliss, and it is attained by bringing comfort and relief to other people. Doing so will bring joy to your life every day. Ooh, we got more. Okay. Okay, so I don't know, but we got 4 cards here. This is rare, and this deck doesn't do that because the cards are shaped oddly. So we're about to end the reading, but humility is a major component of being thankful, but being humble leaves the soul in a state of feeling not worthy. But being too humble leaves the soul in a state of feeling not worthy. Be humble, but take pride in the fact that you've made it in life with God's grace. I'm hearing that. Bitch, slow down. Be humble. Bitch, slow down. Be humble. What is that? The Ariana Grande take on slow down. Boom. Be humble. Y'all, I'm not into the radio or whatever's popular. I don't know. I'm like a little old lady. I'm a little Japanese old lady with the mind of an Italian teenager. Okay, so everyone, this is psychic abilities. This is humility. Everyone has the ability to be psychic, but not necessarily to be a psychic. If you do decide to follow this path, have the courage to go with your first impression and do not be afraid that you will get it wrong. Get your ego out of the way so that you can get in touch with your intuition. I have a feeling like be humble, double check what you feel and think. If your intuition is telling you something, follow it, write it down, make sure that you don't let it slip through. Subtle messages sometimes could be easy to forget or to not be able to capture. I have that problem sometimes, especially if I got a lot going on for the day. Lean into joy, lean into life, lean into the truth. Sometimes things are gonna hurt. When the truth comes out, it can be painful. We may have discoveries of things that we don't wanna know. We have made discoveries of things, of people that we really don't wanna know. People could really let us down. Our opinions of people can shift quickly, turn around, all of that, la-di-da and yada yada, okay? That's what's up. Oh, thank gosh. Okay, so let's wrap this reading up. I'm hearing that. Slow down, be humble, slow down, be humble. Going fast and doing more doesn't mean you're gonna plug the leaks and fill the gaps. Being more intentional, sturdy, and moving with conviction and a strong intention, like I said, is actually it. A lot of times people think they have to multitask to get more done. Yeah, and I believe women, mothers especially, they are designed to multitask. And if you're ruling and managing and overseeing, it's a little bit easier to multitask. There's some I have manager tools and executive tools, things that I could teach about running business. I keep getting this idea, so put something in the show notes if you have questions, comments, ideas, or input, feedback on that. I have a few models that actually started a project many years ago by that name: manager tools, executive tools, career tools. I don't know if you've heard of Mark Hosman and Michael Horstman. I also am a big fan of Peter Drucker. Those who know are in the know. But yeah, but it's better to single task. It keeps you intentional. And if you are going to multitask, then make sure it's not doesn't have too much relative importance. And also, it's better to single task earlier in the day and multitask later in the day. Just putting that out there. Okay, so this reading wants to get long, and I need a break from long readings, universe. So let me just cheat here. We have the Wheel of Fortune, Five of Pentacles, Hangman, and the Seven of Cups. I'm really feeling super exposed, Spirit. I really need you to give me grace. I'm not asking, I'm telling you. I'm not deviating from what I want right now. I'm going to push and impose my will over divine will. I am so sorry. Please don't pop me in the mouth. Our accomplishment was delayed, and our accomplishment has been delayed up until now. There's some lesson to learn with this world card, and we need to ask for help from the universe. We need to be in co-creation with the universe, and until we see that, understand that, come to that perspective, come to that lesson, come to that knowledge, understanding, we're going to feel overwhelmed, and we're going to feel spiritually inept, or like there's some kind of hardship. We may be getting sick because we're stressed out trying to do too much. And things may feel like a hardship. And clarifying that is these ancestors, especially the mothers, the matriarchs. Okay, so wrapping up, we have the Hierophant here. This reading's getting to be too long for me. We have, oh, okay, I see what's up. Ooh, I'm getting distracted, apparently. That was a lot of channeling, though. It's a little bit exhaustive. Grab me a moment, I need to settle. What is going on? I'm disoriented. Hearing and seeing body functions, it triggers my transy energy. I could slip in out of consciousness. Okay, so Nine of Pentacles with the Hierophant. First of all, that's slowly answering our sacred calling. So we might be finally getting on the path of our divine mission. Somebody could also have their Venus and Scorpion we could also be a Taurus rising, Mars and Taurus, or Capricorn rising, Mars and Capricorn. This could also be somebody that's corrupt, that's inept, that's a rival. Okay, it can be somebody I'm hearing the word vainglorious. I don't have the energy here, but they're full of themselves, but they really don't produce much. They're bunk, they're basic, they're petty. Somebody here might be a tyrant. They might be oppressive. They might be dictatorial. They might be demanding, controlling, a rival of some kind. So plug the leaks, fill the gaps. There might be somebody out there trying to slow things down, bring them to a crawl, make sure that they're inert, they don't move or go anywhere. And that would be an attack. It's starting to decay. It's starting to have no efficacy and go nowhere. We're sitting pretty, okay? So we might have made it in some kind of way. We could be divinely endowed in some kind of way. Remember that Five of Swords? It's because we have clarity and we're being guided through a lot of situations because of our divine mission, our sacred calling. If we're in alignment with our guides and our ancestors, then we're bypassing a lot of BS. And some hoe does not like it. And we don't care. Listen, if you have evil in your heart, malice in your soul, whatever happens to you is whatever happens to you. And I don't want to see no nothing come to not nobody. But listen, ho, if you get beat down karmically, I frankly feel God is breaking you so that you could be rebuilt. And I really don't want to be around when it happens. And I really hope you just ask to go right to judgment so you can redeem yourself and purge your karmic slate so that you can start being eligible to receive more blessings. But there's some kind of obsession or temptation here, and if we engage too much with this person, place, or thing, or this environment, surrounding location, we run the risk of losing our soul. Right now we're in control, but we better not be under the impression that we could always be under control. We should try to deal with this with a 10-foot pole and run away as soon as possible. And I really feel like this is the other side. The devil came out in the second card. So this is the other person, these two energies here, or this one energy here. On a lesser note, it can be somebody who is a Taurus rising, okay, a Capricorn rising, Capricorn Mars, or Taurus Mars. But to be honest, when the Nine of Swords and the King of Wands come out right after, it is talking about evil or darkness or negative influence, especially when we had that moon card out. This is somebody trying to creep in bad juju, doing abracadabra, hocus pocus, doing woo woo juju. You should keep it on a high note. Slow down, be humble. Somebody's all up in their ego, la-di-da, yada yada, thinking that they can do something, and they might have managed to been successful at blocking or slowing something down, making it inert, but they're trying to wreak havoc or cause problems and really introducing negative energy so that we come up off our throne. So when I'm saying, you know, fill the gaps, plug the leaks, it also means stay high vibrational. Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. Don't come up off the throne. Make sure your crown's not crooked. Make sure you stay strong in your conviction. Make sure you stay pure in your soul. Make sure your spirit is clean. Make sure your heart is pure. Make sure that you are a good character, good heart, good soul, good person. Not just, you know, keep your to-do list tidy. Make sure you're running a tight little ship and operations, because, you know, you could take 5 steps forward and then get sick the next day and fall back 3. You know, that happens. So also make sure that all those things I just said, stay like that. Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. I'm not just talking about shucking and jiving and hustling and all of that, being prepared. I'm talking about all the subtle and finer things, the spiritual things. That's what I'm getting about the plug the leaks, fill the gaps, okay? I'm hearing that song, slow down, be humble, slow down, be humble. This other side, other party, it might, and listen, I'm done. I'm tired. I'm done. I'll do what the goddess says. I'm tired of these antagonistic readings, but I do gotta say, when 3, 5, or 7 comes out right away in any round of divination, when a knight or queen comes out right away in any round of divination, it is talking about another person. That's my method of divination. So let's clarify and run away, because we're getting close to time. I need a victory where I can handle it with the time. Okay, thank you. Student clarifying this knight or this King of Wands, and that's on the grounds of seeker, father, advocate. We've already overcome networker, so we dealt with a liar, somebody that was spreading falsehood. Also just had a personal agenda, conveying information, saying whatever they said, a hard sell. or a shady cell. Because we were trying to have an energy exchange, an information exchange, a skills exchange, and they weren't about that. They were, like I said, dictatorial, control, abuse of authority, and they had a personal agenda. That's what this person is. They have a personal agenda. They're trying to block and slow things down for us, and they're cursing themselves with whatever they're doing. Okay, so that's what's up. Let's clarify this Nine of Pentacles. Okay. They're a mother smother. So this is a female doing this, so, or somebody who of a nurturing energy, smothering or abandoning children, instilling guilt for becoming too independent. So we probably were connected to them and went our own ways. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes you end up training your own competition. Sometimes you start a practice, or you start a business, or you hire somebody, or you train somebody, you teach somebody, mentor, coach, guide, model for somebody, and they end up becoming your competition. And you know what? I don't really like that. There's ways around that to navigate, negotiate that, even when you can't do nearly nothing about it. You can have like a 2-year non-compete agreement, or la-di-da, or yada yada, or ask that they stay out of a certain channel, a certain market for a little while. I don't really believe you can own somebody or own the game forever. So you might need a non-compete agreement that has a set time limit. I do believe there should be some recompense or compensation for training or teaching somebody. Maybe you take a portion of their business, or they do some type of reciprocity for a while, and then you have to get over yourself. So we might have been messing with them or connected to them. I feel that very strongly. And then we went on and left them behind, and they want to block, slow us down for real, for real, for real, for real. This is clarified by Knight, Prince, and Mystic. So somebody is a self-aggrandizing hoe. They're vainglorious. They have some illusionary success. They might be keeping secrets of some kind, have some personal agenda, have some kind of delusion, confusion, illusion. They also are addicted or aligned into some kind of destructive principle, destructive tactic. And again, they really do have this self-aggrandizing little situation, and they're out of touch. They have some kind of delusional rapport. They're in exile. That's what we've overcome already. We had to get away from them. We couldn't be near them. For whatever reason, they were toxic. The devil is here, and the Nine of Swords. So it was agonizing being near them. Let's clarify this Nine of Swords. Ooh, thank you. Mentor. Okay, so like I said, mentor, coach, guide, model. So they were our mentor for a while. And it's saying here, inability to allow the student to move on to the role of master, imparting false instruction. So we evolved past them or surpassed them. Remember, the Chariot came out before, so they got left behind. Remember, the Five of Pentacles flipped over in the deck. So I hope we didn't jettison them, but we did need to part ways with somebody. Okay. So that's what I'm getting. It's been an honor and a pleasure to serve you. Final messages here, closing words. We have further explanation here because this person is toxic. The devil here, 2 black cards. This person is toxic. They have an MO. They're pathological, perfunctory, maladaptive, idiosyncratic. They won't learn, they won't grow, they won't evolve, they won't work on the SHIT, sugar, honey, iced tea. They won't get up and get out of that creepy energy, bad vibe. Doesn't matter how much they're worn, doesn't matter how much they're pleated, doesn't matter if you're direct and kind of brutal or nice and sweet and kind of soft and subtle. They probably don't care. That means they're a loser. They're not going to pick it up and keep it moving, involve their game, boss up, G up. They want to stay low on the low bottom of the barrel, common, bunk, and basic. It doesn't take much to come up out of loser energy, but you got to put that energy into yourself and stop jocking people's nuts, checking for other people all up in their business. And if you're spending all this time, energy, effort, and intention blocking somebody, trying to slow down their little game, you're not boss. Because a real boss is not worrying about other people. If they don't like you, they're just not going to worry about you. Okay. If you don't like a person and they're consuming all your thoughts every day, you're on some loser shit. Because if you're a winner and you don't like a person, you got your own stuff going on and you too busy worrying about your own business. That's what is up. Somebody's got to say it out loud. So I'm sorry, but Vampire came out here with Engineer. That's what we've already overcome. So we figured out we see somebody for who they are and what they're about. Okay, look at that double black energy, the double cards. We had to get away from somebody. It was toxic. And whether or not they're toxic, they need to redeem themselves, and they're not doing what they need to do to redeem themselves. So they're fallen. They're fallen from grace. Okay. And they have this excessive feeling of entitlement. Okay. And they compromise their integrity and honesty. Okay. And they complain and they're codependent and they deplete and they leech. They probably steal and plagiarize, and they definitely lie, and they probably are manipulative and act duplicitously. Okay. So they need to find God. Okay, because they're a fallen asshole. They need to pray and beg to be redeemed. Okay, and that's what's up. Now, whether or not they're toxic in general, in reality, that's not for us to say, but they're toxic for us, which means if we let their energy in our life anymore, we're going to be poisoned by it. I hate to say. And that's what I got for you today. It's been an honor, pleasure to serve you today. Smash that like button, baby. Comment, share if you want. Send a donation, leave a review, book a session if you want. I honor you, I praise you, I thank you. To all the new subscribers, welcome. To all the returning subscribers, welcome back, welcome home. You belong if you want, okay? And until we read again, until we meet again, namaste, Dandavat, and Ashe. See you in the next one. Take good care. I mean it. Take good care.